Hey everybody, somebody give me a 5 for 5. Hey D-Quick Ball, good to see ya. Good to see ya. Yeah, I'll be sending out your cards to you on Friday, brother. Alright, just so you know, I'm waiting till Friday to give everybody a chance to email me with their address and stuff. We'll go over that stuff here in a little bit, but we got some stuff to talk about. Hilly Billy, what's up, buddy? Hopefully you got that, I added you to that group text, brother, okay? That way you, we'll get that notification, okay? Hopefully that helps. I can't, say for sure, but hopefully it'll help. Hopefully it does. I know it sucks when people don't get their, notifications. But, okay, guys, yeah. So, I just did a members-only stream, and we had a good time over there. And I basically let everybody watch what I was doing, how I set up and stuff, and we talked about some stuff. And I think I am going to shorten my intro. Okay, I get that a minute and a half intro can be kind of annoying. I feel the same way about it, but there are a lot of things that go on in that. Gives you guys a chance to talk a little bit before the stream, plus it lets me get stuff set up a little bit quicker. Now, I let my members see kind of my setup process, and I didn't get to show them all of it, but it most definitely is a little more than just hit and go, okay? So, I probably will be shortening that intro screen, and I may just run the I think it's 20 seconds or something like that, the Wages World intro screen without the previous, with the cool graphic and the music and all that. I'll probably use it from time to time, but I don't want it to go 2 minutes like it has been. I just think it's just too long, okay? But yeah, guys, we've had X-Flares, and we've got the sun, Tandem Sunspots are back. It's kind of crazy, to be honest with you. Hey, J-Poss. Hey, somebody tell J-Poss, congratulations, he got himself a blue wrench. So if you guys end up with some blue paint on your forehead, you can blame him. I'm just kidding. But no, yeah. So yeah, he's one of the newer mods, and yeah. We'll just say it that way, I guess. I don't know what else to say. So, let's go ahead and get into it. So, guys, obviously, the concern, and I am going to use that word concern. I'm not scared. I'm not anything like that. It's not like that. This is not grid down. But what I will say, we are seeing things right now that are very, very similar to 2 weeks ago. And I'm talking almost identical. Okay? So if things start to progress this way, I can't tell you that there's going to be 8 CMEs coming right at us. I can't tell you that there's going to be a CME with one fired right behind them like last time, with like a triple cannibal CME, that kind of stuff. I can't tell you that. But what I can do is show you what the sun looked like then and what it looks like right now. Both of the sunspots that everybody was concerned with last time are back. They're almost in the same exact position, along with a lot of the magnetism on the sun facing us now is almost identical. I'm serious. It's like creepy identical. And I'll show that stuff to you here in just a second. So let me say this. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take a drink. My mouth was getting a little... Hey, Butterfly, good to see you. Better Hermit, what's up? Okay. Where to start, I tell you. This is not really something I expected to happen today. But, And again, guys, I'm going to go over this stuff just like I always do. So, we're going to start right here with a boring graph. Yeah! Stuff, right? This is some edge of the seat stuff right here, people. Anyway, this is the X-Flare from a couple days ago. I did not stream yesterday. I had a lot of stuff that was going on, and I just simply could not get here to do it. but there wasn't much going on. Okay, so I didn't feel too awful bad about that. But so let me just keep moving here. But see this X flare here, right? Here in the middle, I think this was an X2.8. The flare we're getting now, the X flare, is not quite as strong with the X-rays. Now, what I want to point out, this one here, if you remember, it was occulted by the sun. Half of the blast from that thing was still behind the sun, so we did not get hit with the full brunt of that flare. The sun blocked it from hitting us, okay? What I'm saying is that first initial blast was stronger than what's reported here, because we simply don't have the detectors there. But this is the new one. See the difference in the way they look? This is long duration. This sucker is hanging on, okay? This thing is just like continually producing X-flares. Not X-flares, I'm sorry, X-ray, okay? So what does that mean? Well, if you look at this, this is a 3-hour plot point. These are 3 hours. Each one of these bars. Compare that to this. You're probably looking at a 4-hour flare so far. Okay? So, yeah. This flare is just, I mean, it is just hammering, right? It's not something that's just getting released out. Now, I'm going to take you over here and show you this next. Okay, this is SDO. Actually, I'm going to do this. I meant to have this pulled up, but I didn't. So, you guys will just let me see. You guys will see me do it right here. Okay, so we go to SDO, and we want to know where this satellite's at, right? How it operates. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm getting ready to show you the satellite images. So what are we seeing there? Well, we're looking at the satellite and how it moves. Do you see its eye? What's it doing? You see that yellow beam? That's the sun. That's the direction of the sun. So as the Earth turns to the day side, the eye does too. Turns towards the sun. So as it gets onto the back side of the sun, it'll rotate itself into a position so it can still look at the sun when it's behind the Earth. Okay, it's called geosynchronistic orbit. The satellite stays in this figure 8 pattern, okay, at all times. It doesn't move from here. And what I'm saying here, guys, is that it orbits the Earth at the same speed as we rotate around our axis. That's at 15 degrees an hour. That's simple. So that's what makes it stay here. There's lots of reasons for them to do it like this. I'm not getting into all that. I just wanted you guys to understand the perspective of what we're looking at. Okay? So with that being said, you know where that satellite's at. It's basically as if you walked outside and looked up. Okay? For most of us, that's how you can remember it. Alright? Unless you want to get into the details of the satellite and such like that. Now, I want to take you down here, the next thing. This is the absorption, right? This is the X-ray, and it's the D-region absorption prediction model. So this is going to show us when it hits, okay? So right, now there was a little blast there, a higher M-class flare, right? And then right there, okay? That's when it started. Now, check out how long it's taking that bullseye red to fade away. Okay? Again, this is showing long duration. So what this means is, if we go up here, R1 radio blackout, R2, see how little of an area R2 is? And then you got an R3 radio blackout storm, which is where this went for, I don't know, probably an hour and a half. Okay? And then it started tailing off. Right now, we're still in an R1 radio blackout storm conditions. So anybody on the day side right now, you could be experiencing issues with ham radios. First responders use them, that kind of thing. Yeah. So, and you can tell right here, R3 is as strong as it got. Right now, latest observed is R1. Okay, now, with that being said, let's show you that satellite right here. Now, we're looking at extreme ultraviolet. We can't see this light spectrum. We can't see it with our eyes. Okay? And so when I say that, we see very little of the light spectrum. And I plan on showing you guys the light spectrum in my next live stream, or the one after, and show you exactly how little of the light spectrum we can actually see. So they pick out this angstrom of light that our eyes can't see, but it sees different gases. So they put a filter on the imager, okay? And so that's what you're looking at here. This is the 171 angstrom. I'm not sure what gas this is showing. I need to know that. I really do. I knew at one point, but I can't remember exactly what the 171 is. I don't usually show you guys this one a whole lot, but it does show you a lot of the corona. See that hazy look around? It really does show a lot of that. It does a good job of that. But see the difference? This is the 304. This is ionized helium. And we look at this basically for CMEs, basically plasma. All right? And we see these dark ropes that lay here, right? These are magnetic filaments. Those lift off and explode out sometimes, and that would be a CME. But that's what these are. These are magnetic filaments. You can't see those up here. You can, but they're not as pronounced. Okay? And I think even on like the 94 or something, you can't really see them at all. Hardly. They're just harder to see unless you use this particular imager. This angstrom of light. So, it comes from right here, right? So let me just run it down here to the back. See that? Now, it's not going to be too impressive on this particular image. Now, remember, 2 days ago, this was behind the limb. Now it's facing us. This is exactly what I was talking about. It's kind of doing exactly what it did last time. As soon as it got on Earth facing, because it kind of became a sunspot right here. I think that was kind of its genesis when it was born, and it just grew. Everybody was freaking out about this area up here before that one. This sunspot was here also last time. Both of these. That's why I called them Tandem Sunspots. And I'll get more into that here in just a second. Because it is significant. We need to pay attention. Because it's flaring also. So, this is the 211. We're not going to see much here. Again, this shows quite a bit of the corona. It also shows coronal holes really well. That's a very small coronal hole, by the way. I don't expect much from that. We get an increase in solar wind from coronal holes. I don't expect to see hardly anything from that thing. But it can give us a slight increase, and it can add to the intensity of anything else that's hitting us. Okay? So, as we go forward here, Mary, I would say that it was probably a mistake. I don't think that Renee meant to time you out there. That was probably a mistake. She probably just hit the wrong button. Because the comment was extra dizzy with a dose of grump. Yeah, that's most definitely a mistake. I don't think I've ever heard you say anything mad or mean or anything. Hopefully you don't. You say. But yeah. Okay. So let me just go down here. This is the 131, guys. This is my thumbnail. Okay. So let me just run this through here. You see how it's already acting up right there? And then now I'm going to stop because guess what? One of these M flares, this one, was not from the same one that done the X flare. Okay? This is what I mean by the tandem. Two sunspots are firing at us again. See that? On any other day, that would be space weather news by itself. It really would. We would be talking about that. Okay? So, with that being said, watch what happens right after. And this is why I say, one part of the sun just can disrupt the whole thing. So, right after that happened, we see... Yeah, that's what I figured, Renee. Hey, don't worry about it. Nobody's upset or anything. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. When I seen Mary, her comment got deleted, I didn't know if she accidentally cussed in it or something. Whatever. Anyway, not a big deal. So you get this bigger, a decent sized M-class flare right there, right? Now, it didn't look like it produced much of a CME, but I'm not so sure about that either. And we'll go about that in a minute. But there is the X-flare. Okay, do you guys see what happened there? This most definitely had a CME. Again, firing off that direction. It doesn't look like it's coming at us, right? But what I can tell you is that, let me take this over there. Okay. This is almost exactly what it did a couple days ago. Now, look how strong this signature is on the light. And these are newer images because this isn't exactly how it looked like a few minutes ago to me. So as I go forward here, again, it looks like it's erupting again. You see that right there on the end? Okay? This is why, when we talk about long duration flares, why it matters. Because it's still disrupted. It's still erupting with the X-ray part of the flare. So that can cause CMEs to lift off also. And that's what you're seeing right there. That's a second CME firing off. Now, it does look like it's going way to the west of Earth, or east of the Earth. Remember, it's backwards when looking at the sun, okay? North-south is the same, east-west is different. So as we're looking at this, if I just run that back, and then right there on the end, I mean, I can't even show you any more updated imaging. That's the last image that we got so far. It looks like it's erupting again. So, why do I really talk about that with the long duration thing? Because it's going to produce more CMEs. That's why. But I also want to talk about this one real quick also before I show you guys the Coronagraph images. This is the first X-flare. Here's the other one, right? There's a lot of time in between there. That's important, okay? Because I do think, and I know that this is what happens because I see it all the time. When we get a big X-flare, unless you see that sunspot start to dissipate, you can bet your butt it's building energy again. Okay? So what I'm saying is, I would have much rather have seen this and then a bunch of like middle-sized flares come down through here than to wait and have it do this. Okay? Just like with earthquake predictions and forecastings and stuff like that, when you see a big 8.0 earthquake and you don't see very many aftershocks, you're left to wonder, is that the main show or not? Because we know, especially like with earthquakes, when things move around, if they don't move around a little, then that's bad. They got to move some. It's got to release pressure. Okay, when you're talking about earthquakes. Energy in, energy out. Same thing applies with the sun. If there's energy built up there, it has to get out. Right? We don't want it to wait till it does stuff like this. We would rather it just, stay here in the middle, but that's just not what's happening. But I wanted to point that out because that was a decent amount of time for that sunspot to sit there and not do something like this. I would have expected this thing to flare a lot more. Now, what's it going to do from here? I don't have a crystal ball, guys. So, I can't really tell you that. But what I can do is this. This is a 94 angstrom. Let me show you this first, and then I'll show you what I think is kind of what we need to be talking about for the next few days. And I'll go over that here in just a second. So as I grab this, watch what happens. Okay, you start to see it erupt, and then here's your first X flare, right there. Okay, with the eruption, and then you can kind of see it. Now, with the 94, we don't get to see it as good, but right there on the end, you can see it erupting again. Just like we did on the 131. But check this out. Okay, this is what the sun looks like right now. This is the sunspots. Okay, so this is that same sunspot that basically put us into that G-level storm, G5, right? All the flares from that. But what people don't talk about, because it wasn't as, I guess, in the forefront, this sunspot up here. People don't remember what was being talked about before everybody started talking about this last time. This was what everybody was looking at. Nobody expected this one down here to do what it did. And this one up here, everybody was like, that's going to be the main, the main player here. And I'm not saying that it can't be this time. It definitely could. It's definitely harboring enough energy to be blasting X flares. It's starting to become more complex in the sense that you see the magnetic cores, they're starting to intermingle with one another, swirling around. When you get those reconnection points from positive to negative, that's when it flares, right? So this one up here is big in size, and it does look to be holding enough energy to blast out X flares. Same with this one. Now, we don't get to see the cores as strong as you can here because it's still kind of on the side. When this one gets to be about right here, we'll have a really good look at it, right? But I want to show you this. This is probably going to freak you out a little bit. Well, you're going to be surprised. I'm going to use the word freak out. Okay? So, we're looking at the sun, right? Now, if you were just to walk up on this image, and I showed this to my members already here real quick, but check this out. So if you were to walk out, hey, yeah, here's the sun, right? That's what the sunspots look like. Yeah, you see? It's over here, right? Guys, this was back on the 3rd. The image on the right is on the 3rd, and the image on the left is exactly what you see right now. They are almost identical. So it would be ridiculous for somebody to not mention that. And when I say identical, I really truly mean that. All the way down to even the little nuances here. You see this green? What's here? These are it's a magnetogram, so it's picking up magnetism. That's what it's trying to show you. Here's the yellow, same area. The only thing different is the location of this sunspot. It just blew my mind when I looked at that. It really did. I was like, whoa, that looks almost exactly the same setup. So, with that being said, are we going to see a repeat? I don't know. Do I think there's a chance of it? Probably, yeah, there's a chance. Do I think it's probable? I actually don't think it's probable. I think that there is an actual chance of it happening. But until this thing really starts, if it does start to boom, 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 I'm going to be here telling you about it, okay? So don't worry about that. But I just wanted to point this out. Because I don't know if there are many other people who are actually going to talk about this. I don't know. To me, this is very significant. So, yeah, I'll just leave that at that. Because if you were like nonchalantly just walking by your computer screen and you walk by it the first time to go to the bathroom, right? And you see this image. And then when you get out, wash your hands, you walk back through the living room, you look back down at your computer, and you see this one, you're going to think it's the same image. Terrible Truth, hey, welcome. Kool-aid Krew, baby. That's right. Thank you. Thank you for coming a member. Everybody tell them thanks. Welcome them into the Kool-aid Krew. Heck yeah, baby. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Okay. That's right. Kool-Aid. Okay, so anyway, back to what I was saying. You probably wouldn't just at a glance would think it was the same image. That's my point. That's how identical it is. Guys, look at this. See this? I mean, it really truly is. It looks so similar to me. I can't get that out of my head. That's my gift. Oh, thank you, Terrible Truth. 10 gifted memberships. Wow. Wow, thank you. So cool. Hey, Ripper, you got a gift, brother. You got a gifted membership, baby. Who else got them? Starbright. I don't mean to yell in the microphone. Sorry, guys. People were getting on me about that last time. Piper Lynn, Hilly Billy, Kim Possible, Cindy Lou, Rob Stewart, Seventh Son. That's right, Steve. Get you one. Starbright, Sharona. Welcome to the Kool-aid Krew. Seeking Truth. That's right. That's right. Did you win some cards, Seeking Truth? I'm pretty sure you did. Let me look. See here, think. Sorry, Seeking Truth. See here, think is the one that won it. By the way, guys, I'm still missing some emails from a couple of you guys. I've gotten emails from Deep Quake and from Cul-de-sac. Okay. I also got an email from Laura. I'm not sure what her screen name is, but Laura, you didn't send me an address. I need an address to send them to. So if you could send that over. I'm gonna give everybody till Friday to get with me, guys, with the ones that won. You should know who you are, because I'm pretty sure I already told everybody. Play Dirty 3677. Mary Mile, I know you asked for my email. I think you got my email now. Carnivore. Carnivore. I haven't got an email from you, I don't think. Susan Keefen. Those are the ones. And see here, think. So if you guys haven't emailed me, let me know. And I'll send you guys out some cards. Oops. Okay. So, thanks again. Really. That's awesome. It really, truly is Terrible Truth. The gifted membership thing is such a cool thing that they let us do. Not only are you giving back and helping support the channel, you're helping other people in the chat. You know what I mean? And just so everybody understands how that works, we don't get to pick who gets those. It's the ones that are most active in the chat. That's who YouTube gives them to. Just so you know. I love seeing the orange and the green and the red faces. I think the next one's is it 6 months? And I think it's blue. So we get to go to a blue Kool-Aid face. So anyway, but the sun just looks identical, guys. Hey, give me a roll call over kind of on the side there, if you could. I'd love to see where you guys are from, like I always do. Just give me a region. That's all I need to know. Hey, George. I don't think anybody's ever accused you of that, have they? Yeah, we have a good time over there, don't we, Mary? We really do. Hey, Ricky, good to see you. Ivana's in the house. Christina, main girl, good to see everybody. You guys are awesome. I always forget people, too. I wish I could had an ironclad memory, and I just don't, guys. It's horrible. Used to when I was younger. Okay, so let's look at the Coronagraph images. Now, I don't know if we're going to see much here. They do tend to run behind over here on seeds. Well, there you go. Look. Yeah. Let's take a look at this one. Yep. That's what I thought. That's the X-Flare. There you go. There you go. Right there, people. Back it up. Okay. That is a big eruption. Now, like I said, it doesn't look like this thing is coming at us. Okay? I'm just going to say that straight up. Do not be concerned, any of that. Where y'all from? England. That's right, baby. Hey, Robert, good to see you, bud. Let's see here. Indiana, that's right. Hoosierville. Ohio. That's right. Ohio. Ain't that how the song went? Rich Ned, Southwest Devon, Great Britain. Heck yeah, Rich. Kelly 666, Ned. That's 3 people. You got personality disorder? I'm just kidding. Sorry. Just kidding. I'm sorry. That's probably a bad joke. I'm sorry. 3 names. That's awesome, though. Devon, Great Britain? I don't even know where that's at. I have to check that out on the map. West Virginia, baby. Tennessee, Joy. Blade Hunter. What's up, Butterfly? Canada. That's right, Rebecca. I see you in here all the time. Let's see here. yeah, Schaefer girl, for real. For real. Vermont. Now you're in New York? Okay. All right. Yeah, it is. I think so too, Robert. I think it is. Most definitely going east. I mean, it just really did look like that. I didn't think it was going to... Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It just didn't look like it was going to come at us. It just didn't fire off in that same direction. The flare looked like it was generated a little bit more on the front than where the CME came from. Anyway, that was just what I was looking at. But yeah, I would have been interested, guys, to really see what that first X flare was a couple days ago. So I do know that it was occulted by the sun quite a bit. Doesn't matter to us? Not really. Only in the sense that we could kind of get an idea historically if we look at the data and stuff. But for us, like immediate kind of thing, nah. But it is something we need to talk about because, I mean, it probably was a bigger flare than what we were able to detect. And it lets us understand that sunspot needs watched even more when it does stuff like that. So anyway, let's do this real quick. Let me go up here. I want to show you guys. Let's run the whole movie. Remember, when I say movie, I'm using that very loosely. There was something else I seen here too, guys, that I don't know if it went off the back or the front. I can't really see much in the front. But if you guys, if you look at that, there was a halo eruption right there. Okay? Watch the energy come around the occulter. Now remember, this satellite's 1 million miles closer to the sun, right out in front of Earth. Okay? That is a physical disk on the imager. Okay? When you see the energy pop out around it all the way, we call it a halo eruption. The reason why simply is it looks like a halo. There's no scientific reason for calling it a halo. It's just what we call it. It gives us an idea if things are coming at us or going away from us. Well, we know if we see that, it's either coming at us or going away from us. Now, we can't tell exactly from this one imager. That's why we go over to SDO, which is the one I showed you guys here. And we used to be able to go to Stereo A, which we can no longer do because that satellite's hanging out close to Earth virtually from this same perspective. It's a slightly different angle, but it's still, yeah, we don't get a side view anymore. It made it really easy to give at least some sort of direction fairly quickly when we had that satellite hanging out there. But it's not there anymore, so we don't have it. But we can still figure it out. It's not something we can't figure out. Now, when I see these eruptions, and I see something like this, watch. Okay, there was a halo eruption right there. Now, it doesn't look like it was very intense, but I can't see behind that, right? So I try to match up the time frames here, and that's right at the turn of the day on the 29th UTC. So if I come back here and I look for flares, I'm not seeing much. Okay, so what do I do then, right? What I do is I will come over here to SDO and look at somewhere similar in that time frame. One thing you have to keep in mind, guys, if you're looking at this, there is a time difference in the sense that this is not the surface of the sun. This is more representative of the surface of the sun, that white circle. So there typically is an hour or so from here to here. So that you got to keep that in mind when you're trying to look and see where this stuff is coming from. So if I back that up, you can definitely see there was some sort of a halo eruption. And we do get stealth CMEs from time to time. Those are CMEs that weren't detected. And you can imagine, guys, I mean, during solar maximum, all the eruptions we get, I mean, come on. You really you think we're going to catch all of them? I don't know. Especially, we're going to catch all the big ones, definitely. But, you know, the smaller ones that we might need to talk about in the sense of just trying to figure out what's going on, yeah, we might miss some of those. We've actually been hit with stealth CMEs that put us up into geomagnetic storms before. So, yeah. Now, so let's go look at this, and I'm going to run this back to the same time. Because I didn't see, this is the way I think, guys. I didn't see a flare here, okay, anywhere near there that was significant, right? There was little ones here. Now, sometimes those little ones can cause CMEs, I get it, but most likely not anything big. So what I do is I come straight to the 304. The reason why, we're able to see like filament eruptions a lot easier here, okay? So I'll run this time frame back to right at the turn of the day, and we're going to see if we see anything. Did it go back far enough? Didn't, did it? So is my life, people. Yeah, it didn't go back far enough. Hold on. Because remember I said you got a time difference there a little bit. This is at 2 UTC. This is at 2:48. Is about when we first started really seeing that signature. Well, I don't know. Probably about 1:30, but still there's enough time that we probably need to go back a little bit here. Okay? Which is what I'm going to do. Let's just go back 100 images. See how far it gets us back there. Okay. By the way, guys, if you guys want to see somebody with some great graphics and stuff, that he's a retired military man. He worked for the NSA and everything, guys. Go over and check out Matthew Shipley. I know I shout him out quite a bit, but he does an awesome job. It's a 24-hour live stream that he runs, guys. And anytime there's an eruption and stuff, he'll typically pop on and on the bigger ones and at least give you a short little rundown of what's actually happening. Did I go back far enough or not? Are you kidding me? I think I need to go back a little bit more. But I'm not seeing much, guys. So the chance, there is a chance that, well, let's just do 100 from there. There is a chance that it was on the backside. And that's why we look at that, okay? It could have been a backside eruption. And we've had a couple of those anyway. So there's a good possibility that could be the case here. Let's see if I see anything. I'm just not seeing anything, guys. I'm not seeing anything erupt off here in the front, okay? Not around that time frame. So at this point, I would say that this halo eruption is probably going the other way. And again, guys, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that you guys see me run down through what I just did. So, yeah. But if we do get to, if it does end up being more than that, I'll let you guys know. But I've not seen anything here. And again, guys, even if it was coming at us with a halo eruption like that, it doesn't look like it would be all that significant as far as how strong it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be significant at all, because anything coming right at the Earth like that would have been if it was on this side, we need to pay attention to. But anyway, look at this thing. Again, that's another dense eruption. If you guys remember the one from a couple days ago, but we can look at it. Hold on. It's virtually in the same spot. But remember, some of it was still kind of on the backside. And I will say that this one here was way stronger than the one that just happened. Okay? At least it appears to be. Anytime you see these bright colors over here on the red imaging, you know that's pretty dense material. So, yeah. That was very significant, guys. Yeah. I don't see that an X 2.8 Now again, let me say this too. You can get CMEs without flares. So now will we get a CME like this without a flare? I don't know. I would say that it's possible. I've not seen it too often. I will say that. But typically, all that energy just gets erupted off. Both of them typically happen with bigger eruptions like that. That's pretty much all you really need to know on that, I guess, on that end of it, unless you're going to dive deep. Which I highly encourage everybody to do. I really do. Dive deep as you want. I encourage everybody to do that. But anyway, you know, we got Soho's right here. And like I said, Stereo A is not over here anymore. It's right here, guys. I mean, it really is. It's over here. So it's really from our perspective now. It's outlived its expected lifetime frame, I guess. Matter of fact, I think it was out there even longer than what they thought it was going to be. It doesn't seem to be broken or anything like that, but I don't know the plans for it. I think they've actually changed a couple times what they thought they were going to do with it. They may just leave it here hanging out. Another satellite to get data from. I wouldn't see them just like, you know, trashing it if it's still doing stuff. But remember, it takes somebody to man the desk right there and steer that thing. Okay, so there's manpower hours involved and all that too. So remember that. It ain't just something that's on autopilot. Okay? Yes, it gets in an orbit. Yes, there's things there that's done automatically. But there's most certainly somebody in charge of it. Promise you. Alright. So, quirky sunspot naming traditions. I'm not going to read that to you because I don't want to take away from the work over here, guys. This is Dr. Tony Phillips' webpage. You guys know him. I shout him out all the time. spaceweather.com. Please come over here. He does a great job reporting. Writes these little articles and stuff. Updates every day. Okay? And if you want to go back and look at what he's done, all you simply have to do is go over here, change the date, and hit view. So, it's all there. It's a very well done website. This is the website. It's not a official organization type of thing or any kind of agency. So anyway, what I will say, guys, is, you know, this is really where I go to get the first look at how big a flare is, because he automatically puts it here. Okay? So, well, the last 6 hour max, that's typically what I'll look at if I get over here quick enough. And it'll give me what time it happened, 1437 UT. Okay? So, I know if that's the flare I'm talking about by looking at that. But you can tell here, another X flare, he's talking about the same thing here. And again, guys, I just want to stress that we got tandem. It's almost identical. It really is. It's amazing how life works sometimes, guys. Really is. That blows my mind that these two images of the sun are 26 days apart. That's 3.5 weeks, guys. It does. It blows my mind. Now, I had no doubt. I don't think anybody really had much of a doubt that these two bigger sunspots were going to make the trip on the backside and still be here when it came around to now. But, yeah. So if you remember, like I said, this sunspot here, when it was over here, it was firing X flares and M flares. Then it tended to quiet it down, and then everything started happening from this southern one. Now, when everything got real busy over here, it looked like this. Here, I'll change the date. Let's go here. Just change it to the 8th. Okay, that's what everybody's going to remember, because that's really where it started to really do the duh. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's what I'll say. Just saying. I just think it's awesome, guys, for that to happen like that. But I also think that this is something we just got to keep an eye on. Obviously, we can't control it, and never will be able to. Actually, I'll tell you what we can do though. Let's look at the NASA in little spiral model, the CME tracker. it tends to update quicker than what NOAA updates theirs, but NOAA's is more detailed because it'll show you days. It won't just show you one CME. And that's what you're getting here. And this hasn't updated. So, it did show the one from a couple days ago. And it's already off the screen here, right? They're not even showing it. So, that's what I'm saying. When a CME happens with this model, it just shows you that one event. And it waits till something else happens. So, yeah. That's why I like the NOAA version of it. Now, if you want to see the NOAA version of it, just come over here to NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. Right here. Okay? And what this does, 2 days historic data, 2 days in the past. It'll tell you what actually happened. And then it'll give you a forecast 5 days out in advance. So let me run this because I think it's got that first X-class on there. Hold on a minute. Let me grab it here. Yep. See it? That's that first X-class flare with the CME involved. I kind of assume people know that that's a CME and not just a flare. I'm sorry that I do that. I try not to do that, but sometimes I forget. Because they are two separate things, guys. Okay? Just always keep that in mind. So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. I think that's all I got for you. I don't want to drag this on. I will say this, okay? I started seeing some stuff in the space weather data, I don't know, while I was doing that members only stream. And I'll show it to you here real quick. I've seen some of the space weather data start to move. So I don't know what that means. It could just mean it's whatever. But the BZ's dropping in the negative. Typically when that happens, we're getting some sort of space weather, and also to kind of confirm that, things started moving here. Everything started changing right here. You can see how this kind of turned into more of a popcorn look than just a straight line. Because data points over here are just that. It's a point. It's like a dot. Okay, so when you see these things that look like straight lines or thick lines that aren't broken up, that means the conditions are very, very stable in the sense that they are staying close to the same reading. Okay? When they start doing the popcorn thing, typically that means things are fluctuating quite a bit, and that usually, will point you to, hey, we're getting some sort of space weather. Okay? So that's kind of the thought process there. But when you see the -6 pop down here, yeah, just pay attention. That's what I always do. If it goes -6, I start looking at things, because that is our magnetic positioning. And with that, when we're at that -6 position or further negative, we tend to draw the stuff in more, and vice versa. If it's in the positive, it'll deflect it more. So everything is magnetic here, guys. If you guys wonder what the phi angle is, it's the actual, sorry guys, I was looking at something else. Hold on one second. Yeah, the phi angle is the magnetic, yeah. I'm sorry guys, I'm getting tired. Magnetic positioning, or not really positioning. The negative and positive. Yeah. It's the solar wind's magnetics. We'll just say that. I don't know why I can't think right now. But yeah, it's time for me to... I did that members only stream before I came on here, guys. I've been talking now for way too long. And you guys probably say that every time I come on, but... So, what do we got, guys? Just a little quick roundup. More X flares from a sun that's almost identical to what it was 3.5 weeks ago. Okay? So, we need to keep an eye on it. Nothing bad is happening right now. We did get R3 radio blackouts. It'll be interesting to see if things start to happen again as they're on this side of the sun. With those two tandem sunspots right there. Who knows? We don't know, right? But we could not know in a good way too. So we're just going to have to wait and watch, and I'll nowcast it for you. Okay, guys? If anything else happens, I'll be here. Thanks to all the new members Thank you for the gifted memberships. Love you all. Hope to see you guys soon. I may do another stream tonight. I'm not sure yet. It just depends. If stuff starts to progress and we start seeing more activity, I'll come back on for you guys, okay? But get over there and check out Trinity. Get over there and check out Ripper. Get over there and check out Marfugel. Matthew Shipley. Hilly does a great Bible study on Saturdays. Just go check everybody out, guys. Go look at my awesome channel list. Tammy Stove. Go check her out, please. Please. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't go check her channel out. Dr. Tammy Stove. I shout her out all the time. I had a couple conversations with her in a comment section. Obviously, guys, it's college level stuff explained in a way you can understand it. It really is. I can't say anything more. I say it all the time. But anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves. And Marfugel. You got to check out Marfugel, guys. Always. Dex and Adam are awesome people. God bless. Yahusha saves. And yeah, you can drink this Kool-Aid